You are a god with no followers nor enemies, yet you still persist. No god had ever lived without worship before. The other gods are stumped as to why this is so, until you tell them what you are the god of. They call me an anomalous abomination. A god with no followers. No enemies. Neither worship nor domain. How could I exist, most of the other gods would ask. Even the ones who share the same pantheon as I do. My existence bewildered them, almost as much as it once confused me too. But I grew used to it eventually. This reality wasn't so bad, sitting around doing nothing while the other gods fought each other for followers, offerings, and territory. Nobody could force me to join their politicking and petty wars. There was quite simply nothing I could do for their war efforts. The younger gods could barely perceive me, seeing practically nothing where I stood. I am no eldritch entity, they don't go mad trying to comprehend me. There just isn't anything about me that warrants understanding. Once, I had debated leaving my pantheon and eking out a living all by myself, but nothing came of it. Not like they ever seemed to have anything required of me to contribute, as I while my timing away offering absolutely nothing to them. A perpetual mystery I was, for even the gods of knowledge and wisdom couldn't determine anything about me. They came full of confidence but walked away with nothing. A few others wondered if such an eternal life of emptiness would be worth living. It mattered not to me, I felt nothing about my lack of godly presence, or lack of interaction with the other gods. I'm not a black sheep, just a mostly unnoticed one. One would have thought a god with no followers or enemies would make no friends, but I have one. A tea party at Innsmouth made me feel, almost something. The one they call the god of madness, Elvari, wasn't it? He invited me for tea. I sat across the table, saying nothing, consuming none of the food or drinks provided. It was a completely one-sided conversation on his part, like talking to a broken mirror that could reflect nothing. For my part, I didn't mind at all. It was a little better than nothing in the void of my existence. Perhaps it was his lack of ambitions to expand his domain. Probably it takes a mad god to want to hang out with a nobody in particular, talking to a vacant entity. He has my gratitude for never questioning my godhood. Not even once. So much so, that I bought a mobile phone at his request to keep in touch. Not that I had a number to give him, but he still insisted on creating a new contact just for me. It is a first for me, to be given a name or a title. It almost pleased me, even if I had grown used to not having any form of identification. And thus, a god of madness began a most unusual connection into a null and void. It is time to let all these other gods know who I am, now that I have a name and title worthy of a god. I am Null, god of nothingness.